Spring has finally arrived here in Central Ohio, and the kids are returning home from Florida. Tommy and Allison were the first to make it home, and they were in the shop working on the Falcon on Tuesday when Vicki and I had some visitors stop by that neither one of us have seen in quite a while.
Hey, look who it is.
Hi.
Where have you guys been all winter?
Hibernating.
Yeah.
Addie went testing at Edgewater last weekend and had some traction problems and some blown fuses too.
You got the fuse fixed, right? And then you did make it down to Edgewater.
Yes,
Yeah.
I made it down there. I got to make 3 passes.
Yeah.
The first one went good. It went 118 at what?
She let out early.
Yeah. And then the second pass, I made a full pass through the quarter. The third pass is spun through first and second. So, yeah.
And someone didn't run out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Scared Dad half to death.
You got any footage of that?
Yeah.
Off of Dad's shoe.
But
Oh.
Dad
Dad
dropped
dropped
his
the camera
phone.
and it was on his shoe recording.
Perfect.
Oh
Way to go, Ralph.
Yeah.
no. Oh my goodness.
But she still went 121.
Yeah.
1070 something?
Yeah.
1070 something. Wow.
Reaction time 0.07.
Say that again.
0.07 reaction time.
Ooh. Good practice day.
Getting better. You know, as you make more and more passes, you'll get more and more comfortable in
Yeah.
the car. But it's a little difficult to get comfortable in something that does this
Yeah.
every other pass. You're not really sure what's going to
Yeah.
do. Like, you've got the same tires on the back of your car right now that I have on the back of mine. And even I struggled when I was at sick week.
Yeah.
And I wasn't leaving off a trans brake.
Yeah.
So will this help the whole fishtailing
for sure.
thing?
Yeah, these are much better tire.
Okay.
It'll do much better on those. Plus, yours were wore out when Uncle Terry gave them to you.
Yes.
They were takeoffs from somebody that brought wheels and tires into Jay
Yeah.
and had them swapped out.
Yeah.
And he kept them and stashed them back for Addie.
Yeah.
So, these are takeoffs, but they're much better takeoffs.
Yeah. Definitely much better than what we have.
Yeah.
Good deal.
It's been a while since we've seen Addie and her family, so Vicki and I offered to take them out to dinner to catch up on everything they have planned for Addie and her Malibu this summer. I backed the 55 outside and let it warm up for a few minutes before we all headed towards town. Addie and Carrie followed along behind us and took some rolling shots of the 55 for me on our way to dinner. But they weren't the only ones that had their cameras out as we made our way up State Route 79 through Heath.
Look at Tanner! What are you doing?
Going home from work, what do you mean? Seen this pretty thing driving behind me and I was like, I gotta see that. Didn't think it was you.
Addie's behind us. We're going to Tumbleweed.
Heck yeah.
Good to see ya. Bye.
We met up with Carrie and Addie at the restaurant and invited Tanner to join us, but he was too busy working on his new Subaru. Anyway, the rest of us spent the evening getting caught up on our plans for the next few weeks as we prepare to start the local racing season here in Central Ohio. On weekends that we're not racing, Vicki and I may host a couple of cruise nights as well. For the time being, I want to focus on getting all our vehicles put back together, and by Wednesday morning, Vicki had found another vehicle she would like to add to our fleet.
I woke up to the best news today. I had a message from a friend in Kentucky saying, Vicki, look at this. And she sent me a link to a 3-wheeled electric scooter. It's on Marketplace. It's a great deal. Everybody who knows me knows I've been wanting a cooler scooter for years. I've seen people on cooler scooters at the racetrack and I'm like, I need one of those because the golf cart's always busy. I don't like Bill's 2-wheeled scooter. I need something easy for me. And so I've had my eye on cooler scooters for years and it's never happened. But this 3-wheeled electric scooter, it's perfect. It's a 2-seater thing, so Wyatt can ride with me. It goes 15 miles an hour. It's brand new. It only has 3 hours on it. And it's a good deal. I've already messaged the guy who has it for sale, and I think I'm gonna pull the trigger, whether Bill wants me to or not.
When she sent me the link to this thing in Messenger this morning, I figured I could talk her out of it pretty easily.
Good morning. Have you had a chance to look at the message I sent you?
Oh my God. Yes, I saw it. Please don't make me do this.
I deserve it. Did you look? It's everything I need and
Becky,
more.
You're gonna look like Miss Betty from the bingo hall hit it big on a scratch-off ticket.
Perfect.
Seriously?
I want it. Honey,
It's the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Kenny will help me make it cool.
Oh my God.
Tommy said it was legit.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I already have people on board.
What?
Yeah. So, you know, for years I've been wanting a cooler scooter. And then now Wyatt came along. So, a cooler scooter, I mean, that's okay, but I'd have to be balancing Wyatt on my lap. But this little electric scooter is a 2-seater deal. Wyatt would be safely strapped in the back. It's perfect. It's perfect. And we can modify it and make it cool looking.
This is how we're going to start out the day.
Yes.
Clearly, I have underestimated how determined she is to buy this thing. Rather than go to war this morning, my plan was to retreat to the office and play my odds that she would once again lock herself out of my PayPal like she normally does when she's trying to raid whatever money I might have in there. If my calculations are correct, she has about a 20% chance of successfully logging in to pay for it.
I did it.
Oh, you did not.
I pulled the trigger.
Oh my God. I knew it was a bad idea to let you in my freaking PayPal.
I was so excited.
Now we gotta go get that thing?
No, we don't. That's the beauty of the whole thing. Billy
What?
and Kenny are going to be making their way home from Florida Sunday. And it's on the way home. It's literally on the way home. It was meant to be. I'm the proud owner of a new 3-wheeled scooter. And we're going to do upgrades and make it cool. It's going to be the best thing ever.
Since my shop is tied up with the Falcon on the lift, I decided to work on getting things ready for the rest of the tribe to return back to camp in a few days. So with the kids all headed home from Florida, I need to make room back here to park trailers again. I've got the dozer sitting here where the motorhome usually goes, and there's just there's stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna start moving stuff out of the way and get the back lot back here cleaned up and get it ready for the kids to all come back home. The dump truck currently has a flat tire, the dump trailer needs moved, the excavator has a dead battery, and the right steering brake is stuck on the dozer. So while I'm back at home working on all that, Vicky made a trip into town to pick up a new flag for the flagpole since the wind recently tore ours to shreds. Thankfully, she made sure to pick out one that's made in the USA, and since today's the first day for the dairy hut to open, she had to get herself a coney. Meanwhile, back at home, I figured if I take care of some of her honey-do list, maybe I'll stand a chance of getting her to change her mind about the purchase of her Chinese-built 3-wheeled electric scooter. Once I had the remnants of all her fall decorations cleaned up, it was time to pump up the tire on the dump truck and see if it would start. As usual, the old Chevy fired right up, and June Pup was eager to help me load up all Vicky's dilapidated lawn chairs that are destined for the scrap pile on my next load. Finally, with hopes of getting everything to green up a little faster, I got the first grass cutting taken care of, and Vicky got the new flag hung up on the flagpole when she got home. I even fixed her birdhouse while she was busy grilling my burgers for dinner.
Still burning.
So anyway, this brings us to Thursday, and the first thing I wanted to accomplish today was getting the El Camino cleaned up before we start putting the new engine and transmission down in it. I soaked down the engine compartment with Jack's Wax Super Citrus and let it soak for a few minutes while the power washer warms up behind me. One thing you don't want to do is let this stuff dry on the car. You've got to be prepared to wash it off immediately. All right, so we got the old El Camino cleaned up pretty good underneath the hood. That Jack's Wax Super Citrus stuff is a lifesaver. I didn't even have to touch that stuff. All I did was spray it on and spray it off with the power washer. You don't want to let that stuff set on there and dry, though. We've learned that lesson a couple times the hard way. Don't let that stuff dry. You got to spray it off before it dries. Uh-oh, who's here? Oh, it's Tommy. So he's got his wheels and tires for the Falcon. Be able to get the Falcon off the lift here in a little bit. There he is. He's got scrap with him. So we'll get the Falcon off the lift here in a minute, and yeah, I got a little problem with the 55 though. The other night when we drove it to dinner, the clutch was acting up a little bit, and I think I know what it is.
Is there anything better than a fresh set of gummy Mickey Thompson radials?
No.
Come on.
So once you get this thing off the lift, I need to bring the 55 up here for just a minute before we put the El Camino in here, because the other night when Mom and I took it to dinner, I got on it a little bit, and every time I do this, it seems like I have clutch problems, and I think I know what's wrong. I picked the clutch that's in it because it was the softest one I could get so that Dad would be able to push the pedal down with his weak legs. But the problem is when that thing gets up around 6,500 RPM, the clutch stays to the floor, and it takes pressure off the throw-out bearing, and the throw-out fork inevitably falls off the ball, which it shouldn't do that regardless, but for some reason the throwout fork does not fit on the pivot ball the way it should. So I just need to bring it in here, put it on the lift real quick, and put the throwout fork back on the ball, and then remember, take it easy. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hello. How are you? Oh, we're filming. What's up?
Checking on everybody.
Working on taxes. I just degreased your El Camino.
Thank you.
Yeah. I gave it a bath and dried it all off. We're going to pull it in here and get started on it once Tommy gets his Falcone out of here.
There's a pecking order around
There's
here.
a pecking order. But first, the 55 needs to come in here. Remember the other night when we went to dinner, the clutch was acting funny? I want to take care of that.
Every time he gets on it, it seems to act funny.
I picked that clutch because Dad's leg is not very strong and he can push the clutch real easy. The problem is real soft, easy clutches tend to stay on the floor when they go over 6,500 RPM. So we got to calm it down.
You had the 55 over 6,500 RPM? Yeah, that's a lot for a small block Chevy.
While Tommy finished up what he needed to get done on the Falcon, I went out back and got the 55 and brought it up front so we could put it on the lift. Well, look who it is. Old Uncle Buckfester. Thomason's got his new tires on here. Getting ready to set this down. I got to pull the 55 in. I explained to Buckwheat the problem I've been having with the throwout fork on the 55. And for right now, we're just going to have to put it back on the ball, but eventually the transmission's going to have to come out and pull the bell housing to fix it. Unfortunately, right now, I don't have time to pull the transmission and bell housing because we've got the El Camino tore apart and the Malibu needs to get put back together so that we can go down with Tommy to streetcar bragging rights in Rockingham in just a couple of weeks. So needless to say, we've got our hands full to get everything put back together before it's time to start traveling with the kids again.
Good.
You want to drive it?
What's that?
Well, it's a new stereo with Bluetooth.
It's got digital digits in it.
Oh yeah? Well, how about this? Is that better? I think Buckwheat felt like I was trying to catch him slipping, shifting the 55 his first time taking it up the road. But in reality, I really just wanted to film him driving the car because this is the first time he's driven it since we put it back together after being restored up at House of Pearls.
Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. Gonna have a friend in Jesus. So you know that when you die, He's gonna recommend you to the Spirit in the sky.
I figured driving this might give you a little ambition to get started on something.
You think I haven't been started on stuff?
You just gotta finish it. Growing up, I don't think any of us would have ever guessed that the 55 would be frame-off restored and brought back to the condition it's in. It certainly would have never happened in the shop we started out in. My love for drag racing, 4-speeds, 55s, and small block Chevys began right here in this car at this track back in the late 70s while watching my dad make passes in the 55 during track rentals for the old Chevy club that Dad was president of when I was 7 years old. Jeremy was only 2 years old at the time, so he doesn't remember a lot of the things that I do. But I'm sure he remembers going on family trips in the car by the time he was 5 or 6 years old and our youngest brother was about 2. It's funny how as kids we never think about what it's going to be like driving around in the car our parents had once we are the ones left with the responsibility of taking care of it. I'm incredibly thankful that we were able to work together to restore the 55 and document the whole process so that future generations can understand how the car came to be and why it is the way it is. Right now, the old 55 is pretty enjoyable to drive, so long as you don't have to sit in traffic or put up the road behind a tractor. I begged Mom to let me put an automatic in it. Nope. I begged Mom let me put a stock camshaft in it. Nope. She would hear none of it. When we got back to the shop, Jeremy and I moved Vicky's 400 small block into the old shop so we could start preparing it to go down in her El Camino. I was getting it ready to put the short valve covers on when we had a visitor show up in a really nice 69 Olds 442 convertible. When Jeremy and I were in school, we had a bus driver named Doug Smith. He owned this 442, and now his grandson is taken care of. He had sent me a message on Facebook asking for help, and I told him to stop by with the car so me and Buckwheat could take a look at it. So the first thing I noticed is it sounds like the ignition timing is retarded really bad. And I was looking around there to check the vacuum advance pod on the distributor, and it does have one, and it is hooked up. But when you disconnect it, it doesn't make any difference. When you hook that up, you should hear the ignition advance, and it's not. So the vacuum advance pod is stuck in the distributor, which retards the timing all the time and makes it run like crap. It would run a lot better if just that was fixed.
Really?
You get that exhaust leak fixed and the vacuum advance pod working, I think you'd be pretty impressed.
Okay.
That car is so freaking cool. I'm jealous. I've always wanted a convertible, you know, especially a 4-speed convertible.
Don't have any around here?
I don't have one yet. Well, we'll get with you sometime,
Sounds good.
bring this thing out, and we'll get it all straightened up for you, okay?
Sounds good. I appreciate that.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
What are you doing?
Oh, we're attempting to adjust the valves on your 400. I wanted to put the short valve covers on, so I went and got the standard short poly locks, and they shorted me one. I got one missing. There was only 15 of them in the bag, so that's my life. Did you see that 442 convertible that was just here?
I did.
That's Doug Smith's grandson. The guy that drove my school bus when I was little.
Yeah.
You too. Yeah. He made a post on Facebook the other day, and he was getting some of his grandpa's cars out, and they've got a 1-ton GMC truck that won't run. It turns over, but it won't run. And I made a comment on there. I said, man, it probably just needs the points cleaned up. So I sent him my phone number, and he stopped by today with that 442. He's looking to maybe have Buckwheat do some work on it. It's got a vacuum advance module not working on the distributor, and it's got an exhaust donut gasket that's bad, and the ground on the fuel tank's not very good, so the gas gauge doesn't work all the time, and just little stuff, vacuum lines and stuff like that. He wants you to check the brakes on it.
Yeah.
Check the rear brakes. So yeah, he stopped by for a few minutes, and we were working on this, and now we're back on it, and I just realized we've got one poly lock missing. So, story of my life.
Where do you have to get more from?
Jegs.
Ah.
Another Jegs trip. But hopefully, what I'd like to do this evening is try and get the valves adjusted, all but one. And I've got another intake sitting over here behind me that's going on this. It's ported to match this set of heads. So if we can get the intake cleaned up, painted, bolted on, get the valves adjusted, get the valve covers on, we can start putting the accessory drive on the front of it for the power steering and the water pump and all that. And yeah, after that, it's ready to go down on your El Camino.
Woohoo!
Oh, I got to go through your carburetor yet too. I'll work on that this evening.
I have no worries in that department. I know a guy.
You know a guy? All right, guys, so a little change in plans here today. Last night, yesterday afternoon, evening, I got a call from Uncle Bob. He's having some concerns about some dyno work he's doing up here on the dyno, and asked me some questions about headers. And at the same time, I got a call from Stainless Works, who sponsored Bob a set of headers for his Nova. Big shout out to Jeff Lutz and Clay Milliken for helping Bob out on that and getting us hooked up with the guys at Stainless Works. But they sent Bob a set of headers, and he was dynoing his 427 for his Nova last night with his headers on there, and he was having some trouble, and he wanted me to come up today and help him. So also Stainless Works is asking if I would go up and take some footage for their social media. So I need to go up to Bob's today, and I need to film a little bit up there and send some of the footage to Stainless Works. And then last night, I was planning on working out here in the shop, and some really nasty storms rolled in. They were calling for possible tornadoes and hail and all kinds of stuff, and Tommy was worried about his new to him Dodge pickup truck, so we spent last night kind of battening down the hatches here at the shop, moved the trailers around out back, and Tommy wanted to put his truck inside, so we had to make room in the new shop for Tommy's truck, and we had to take Kenny's Camaro over to Billy's shop and put it inside over there. So last night just kind of turned into chaos, and I didn't get an opportunity to come back out here and work in the shop like I had hoped. So this morning I ran into Jegs and I picked up the one poly lock that we were missing, as well as a starter and a 168 tooth flex plate, because Buckwheat's concerned this flex plate, right? I'm not very good at this, right? Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, right there. That's hard to do. This flex plate's got some teeth missing off of it, or some damaged teeth, and he was concerned about that. So I went and got some new converter bolts, and I went and got a new flex plate. I got a new 168 tooth mini starter, some odds and ends, and Buckwheat's gonna come up here and work on this today while I'm up at Bob's. I got the old C10 out there idling. It's out there warming up, and I'm getting ready to leave. I'm just trying to keep everything straight, what I need to take with me. Bob had me pick up some parts for him at Jegs while I was in there this morning, so I'm gonna head up to Bob's and go see him. We're gonna do some dyno work today on his 427. The storms last night dumped a lot of rain. I didn't realize how much rain we had gotten until I started making my way up to the machine shop. Low-lying areas, creeks, and even some of the bridges are underwater this morning, so I'm taking routes through higher ground and away from flood zones wherever possible. Although the ground's pretty damp and the sky was gray this morning when I left, the closer I got to Bob's, the better the skies started to look, which I was happy to see since the windshield wipers on the C10 currently aren't working. I remembered that after I was already halfway to the machine shop, so thank God for answered prayers. I called and checked in with Bob to let him know I was on my way, and he let me know he was just finishing up lunch with Ryan and Gavin and that they would probably be back to the shop by the time I got there. They've been working really hard to keep up with customers' machine work as well as working on Bob's Nova after hours. If it weren't for Ryan and Gavin, Bob would have probably hung it up and sold all the machine tools. It's just entirely too much work for Bob all by himself. Running a machine shop typically requires a young man's body, but the experience that comes from countless hours standing on concrete and lifting heavy parts. It's incredibly hard these days to find young men with the mindset, the work ethic, and the commitment to learn a trade where success and failure is determined by thousandths of an inch. This afternoon, we're going to be dyno testing Bob's 427 pump gas engine with this set of stainless works headers with 1 7/8" primary tubes and 3-inch collectors. Bob and I are bolting on 12-inch extensions that should help low and mid-range torque and hopefully make close to the same power his 2-inch primary dyno headers usually make. So I wasn't here yesterday to hear what it sounded like or what the throttle response sounded like.
It sounds even better like this. It doesn't have as much of a, I don't know, just kind of loud, open header sound.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good either way because it's just got a really solid combination.
You can hear the muffler.
Yeah, it's got more distance for that exhaust to travel through, which is going to give it more of a note.
Yeah.
Instead of just a raw punch, you know?
Yeah. It sounds very clean when you rev it. Yeah. It sounds very, very clean. So it's pretty interesting that Bob's engine and my engine are almost identical. The only difference is that Bob's is a 427, mine's a 434, so mine's got a little bit bigger bore. And mine has a flat top Wiseco piston. I believe it's a shelf piston, but it's a special flat top pump gas piston that they sell that they wanted me to try. And, you know, initially we thought that Bob's engine would be the guinea pig, but it just didn't work out that way. We kind of ended up having them both built at the same time and come to the conclusion that obviously a little bit more compression definitely helps. So my engine's 11 to 1 and Bob's is like 10. because of the dish piston. I'll double check with Bob, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty accurate on his. I know mine's right at 11 to 1 with the head gasket and these cylinder heads from Eric Weingartner. I told Bob, despite the fact that it's already got 38 degrees in it, it probably needs more with the dish piston. So Bob turned the timing up a little bit and made another pull. Looky there, Uncle Bob.
Oh, I see that.
Timing is just a number.
You like it.
That's a substantial gain.
That is a substantial gain.
So how much timing's in it now?
42.
Oh my gosh, you did move it some.
Well, you know, you gotta knock it out of the park.
So now we're ready to put the engine down in the car.
We are.
So how soon would that start? How soon would that process begin?
It'll begin tomorrow.
Oh, you're serious.
I am. It's done on the dyno. It can come off the dyno and go to the car because I've got 2 more engines or 3 more engines to get dynoed.
So you need the dyno emptied.
I need the dyno as much as I need the engine in my car. I need it worse, actually, to finish some jobs up for customers and to get paid and all that happy stuff for the life to continue to turn.
So we need to get the existing exhaust system off.
Yeah, Gavin's going to work on that tomorrow. And we're going to finish cleaning up a little bit there on the bottom side of the frame. And we'd like to get the motor set in there and get the headers on and get all the CVF, all that stuff put on there and stuff. So actually we can start it and it'll drive like it is. Because we want to take it down to Lane Fabrication.
Oh, that's right. We need to take it down there to get the roll bar put in it.
Yep, the roll bar, and I think he's going to do a little bit of work underneath of it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And then we'll probably bring it back at the schedule right now, and Scott from New York is going to come down and help do the wiring.
Scotty's going to come down? Nice.
So
Performance Wiring Solutions. My buddy Scotty Haynes. I call him Scotty because he's a little guy.
Yeah.
But he's done a fantastic job on
I was so impressed with the work he was doing on the 55 and stuff.
Oh.
And I've done this business long enough and wired enough that it's easy to tell when someone is. You got to have a different perspective, I think, when you do wiring and stuff. And I know he's got it. I know he do an excellent job. And I honestly just don't have time. Gavin don't have time. And I want it done the best.
Yes.
And so it's easier just to say, wait on him. And we can get it down to the roll bar stuff and put in it. So they can come back and then finish up that. But we can get the engine in it so it can move.
Yeah.
We can run it on the trailer and take it down there. And
yep.
So that whole plan has just kind of come together in the last day or two.
All right.
So,
well, I'm excited for you. I can tell you that.
And you're going to talk to Stainless about maybe what we need to do on the
on the exhaust system.
Yeah.
I don't know if they make a kit for this car or not, but I'll find out. Because right now,
I'm sure we can get some parts.
See, it had these shorty headers on it, and that exhaust system, although it fits really nice, right? It fits really nice, and it's a nice kit. You know, maybe somebody else might be interested in those headers and that exhaust system.
Out of this.
Do you? Okay. Because it is nice, and it's got an H pipe.
New.
Yeah, it's brand new. So, but it's just not big enough for that 640, 650 horsepower pump gas 427. So I'll check in with Stainless Works and see if they make a kit. Even if they just make a kit, we could TIG weld it together here.
Yeah, we've got a TIG welder on staff.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, Squirrely. It is Saturday. June's going to go try to lap up water, and the bowl's empty. We tricked her this time. Ha! Every time. As soon as I start filming, she goes over to that bowl and goes...
It happens to be empty.
But I tricked her this time. It's empty, so she can't make the noise. But she can still clip-clop around the freaking office.
So now she'll just make noise another way.
All right, so what do you got for me today, Squirrel? It's Saturday, and we're finishing up this video,
Yep.
you wanted to talk about what?
So yesterday I had to go get 6 bags of floor dry.
Okay,
Is that in this video?
no,
Okay.
that will be in the next video. So yesterday I had to go up to Bob's and do some filming for Stainless Works. I had to leave Buckwheat here unsupervised. And Buckwheat is a very messy mechanic.
Yes.
And you got to see that firsthand yesterday because you came out to take some video while I was gone. You were trying to help.
And I already knew what I better go do. Go see Chumpy.
Yeah.
Because it was a mess.
So
I
we'll-
said, Jeremy, do we have any floor dry? He's like, I don't think so. And I was like, it's 5:30. Chump closes at 6. I better get going. Bill's gonna be home soon.
All right, so they'll see all I haven't even looked at the footage. I'll be honest. You've sent it to me, but I haven't looked at it. I'm not really sure that I want to see it.
It's all good. Everything's fine.
You'll see that in the next video.
Yeah.
What else? We've got your freaking scooter thing that you've
The
purchased.
scooter. This is the most important thing. I have a friend in Kentucky who lives 20 minutes from where the scooter is. He is going to facilitate the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. So Kenny and Billy and the whole tribe,
Caravan of race cars that needs brought back home. Yeah.
they're on their way back after this weekend. They are actually in Atlanta
Today.
for Streetcar Takeover. And so once they finish racing today, they are headed home and they're going to stop at a Buc-ee's at some point, at some time in Kentucky. And Michael, your friend,
Yes.
is going to bring your new 3-wheeled Fong Duk Dong scooter thing that you bought. Oh my God,
listen,
Vicky.
I'm going to be the envy. Listen, you guys don't even know. I have plans for this thing to soup it up a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to turn Kenny loose with some spray paint probably. Yeah, we're going to make it even better than it is. But anyway, yeah.
You can't make it any worse.
Hush. This thing is going to be great.
It is the ugliest thing on wheels I've seen
I don't
since
care.
the AMC
Me and
Pacer.
Wyatt are going to be flying all over the drag strip with it, so.
Oh my Lord.
Anyway, yeah, they'll meet up and collect my scooter on the way home. So, and that means that Wyatt is going to be home soon. So very excited to have him home in time for Easter. Speaking of Easter, I don't know if you guys all saw what National Trail is doing the day before Easter. They are having a helicopter fly over the grounds and drop 2,000 eggs out for kids to collect.
Well, how are they going to drop eggs out of a helicopter and have them be in one piece?
I don't know, but that's what they're doing. Maybe it'll be over the grass.
This reminds me of the WKRP turkey drop.
The copter seems to be circling the parking area now. I guess it's looking for a place to land. No, something just came out of the back of the helicopter. No parachutes yet.
My God, they're talking! Oh, Johnny, can you get this? Oh, they're crashing to the earth right in front of our eyes!
Cars running around pushing each other. Oh my goodness! Oh, the humanity!
If you guys are old enough to remember WKRP in Cincinnati, you're showing your age like I am.
Next Saturday, April 4th, 2:30 at National Trail Raceway. Helicopter dropping 2,000 eggs for kids, face painting, food trucks, games, like all kinds
Are they
of stuff.
hard-boiled eggs, or what kind of eggs are we talking about?
Filled eggs.
Candy-filled
plastic
eggs. At
Are you
what
that far
altitude?
out of the loop?
No, listen. What altitude do they plan on dropping these things from?
I don't
Because
know. I've never seen a helicopter egg drop, but I want to. It'll be good footage. You should drone it.
yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. I'd get my drone tangled up in the freaking helicopter blades while they're dropping eggs.
From a distance. Anyway, that's going to be cool. So if the weather's good, if it's not cold or rainy or whatever, I want to go see that.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
So,
what else?
oh no, you got a
let's
list.
talk about the giveaway dates.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
So the blue truck, the giveaway starts for that on April 10th, Friday night, 7 p.m. April 10th. It'll start.
I have misquoted the dates at some point. I don't know, but I saw that you corrected me at some point. I think on Facebook. I don't know. But it's April 10th.
Listen, guys,
My
when
bad.
it comes to important details, follow me, not him. So April 10th through May 15th, it's 5 weeks that you'll have to do some shopping on the website. We'll have new stuff, and it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
So the truck actually goes to House of Pearls on Monday.
At last.
Yes.
Did you make up your mind?
No, and I can't. I'm just going to drop it off, and I'm going to tell
Paul
them.
to surprise you.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because this is far worse than trying to make a determination on white letters or black walls out. This is way worse. This is much more difficult. I like everything that they've ever shown as far as,
All the options.
options. There's not one of them that I don't like. I'm okay with it staying all blue. I'm okay with it being two-tone. But I don't know what they're going to do. We'll see. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. This is a great idea.
What?
I'm just going to tell them to surprise me. And then if everybody hates it, we'll just blame it on Paul and Nikki. That's not a good idea, is it?